Hello, YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, because I do post on Twitter too. Um, my name is Iron, and I want to come to you, but first I want you to like, share, and subscribe and comment, but send an informed, relevant comment to the subject, please. And try not to be in your feelings because that's when you start arguments, when you're in your feelings. Try not to be. But I'm going to talk about today is self-induction, self-induced. Because a lot of this climate change, the money thing, the jobs thing, all of it's self-induced off of stupidity. Because we have a lot of people who think about self and they're thinking, well, we're making a lot of money. No, you're not. No, you are not. And a lot of this is self-induced. Because I need to ask the money people and the people who think they're making so much money, who do you advertise to? Do you advertise to a robot or do you advertise to a human? I think you advertise to a human to buy your product, so why do you have a robot making the product? Silly, that's stupid. Because you're not exchanging money. You're not. And so basically, have you looked at your costs and what you've lost? Because I think that's why you came up with new math, is to try to figure out we're going to try to make something out of nothing. And that's what you're doing. All of this is self-induced. All of the stuff that we have is self-induced. We do it to ourselves to try to make ourselves feel better. And we make ourselves feel worse. Because we don't want to face the fact that we did this to ourselves. We want to blame somebody. And now we're praising a guy, Donald Trump, who lives in the past and wants us to live in the past. That's what all dictators want us to do, is live in the past. They don't want a future. They want to live in the past. Life has changed. And they don't want to realize that. They want to just live in the past. And that self-induced. They think they know that he knows what to do. No, he's living in the past. He is bringing up problems that we've already fixed. He's messing them up, thinking he can fix them better. No, they're already fixed. And a lot of it is self-induced. I mean, people, ask yourselves, when I go somewhere, do I spend money because I make money? Yeah, I do. So if I don't go anywhere, money is not being spent. Well, let's just say robots have taken 5 million jobs, they say. No, it's like taking 20 million jobs. Because that job that it took, that person was buying something. He was paying rent. He was buying a house. He was buying a car. Robot doesn't do that. I mean, it's all self-induced. We think that we know best, and it's like, no, we don't. Because we're not thinking. We're not trying to think. We want somebody else to do it for us. No, we need to think for ourselves. And here we got Donald Trump, who wants to be a dictator. He's not a good leader. You can tell most dictators are not good leaders. Vladimir Putin is not a good leader. A lot of them are not good leaders. They promised something that they couldn't deliver. And they said, oh, now that I'm in here, I'm going to do whatever I think is well. And guess what? I'm living in the past, so I want the world to live in the past. Even though we've gotten over this, I want to live in the past and I want to stay in the past. Because if you look at all of them, you look at Donald Trump and all dictators, they live in the past. They live in the past. And they want us to live in the past because they don't want us to know there is a future. There is one. You gotta want it. And you gotta get out of self gratification or whatever. And, well, I'm not saying that. You gotta get out of instant gratification. Because I know it feels good right then, but guess what? It doesn't last. I want something that will last. Donald Trump, it will not last. They're trying to make him last and trying to do everything to, like, oh yeah, he's smart. You know why he calls everybody a loser? Because he's one. Because he's lost everything. And he loses, that's all he knows is loss. So he's a loser, so he calls everybody else losers. He's fake. That's why he says fake news. Because he's fake. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's fake. So he calls everybody else. So he calls fake news. I want to give I want to give props to some of the people who identify climate change and say, yeah, it's real. And guess what? We don't need another speech. We need some action. We don't need another speech. We need some action. And we need to get out of this instant gratification. It didn't happen instantly. It happened over time. And guess what? It's going to get back better over time. We need to start thinking progressively. Progressive. Start thinking progressively. Or start saying it doesn't stop here. It progresses. And it keeps progressing. We just got to start. And that is the big thing. We just got to start. Excuse me. All this self-induced stuff that we do, it's just like, it's real silly. New math, something out of nothing. And all you got to do is say, sir, I looked at that problem that you gave us on TV, and I noticed something. One question, where are the equal signs? Where are they? Because math is not either 1 or 16. Math is just one answer. It equals to this. That's it. That's how math works. I think they came up with it because they need to make people look like they're rich, and they're not. One example, when a person says, well, all his money was borrowed. Wait, hold on. So he wasn't rich because all his money was borrowed? I don't understand that. If it's all borrowed, did he just have good credit? And when he died, he got to pay a whole bunch of bills? So he needed to pay bills while he was alive? That's what we're at. We need to look at, we don't dissect it, they just say it and we believe it. They do things and we just believe it. Oh, that's just the way of the world. And we're killing ourselves. We are killing ourselves because we're putting ourselves out of work. Because, no, if a robot has a job, does a robot buy anything? Does it buy anything? So is it exchanging money? Because that person that you just put out of a job, he's buying stuff. He was buying stuff. And now you want to name it to try to personalize it. Why? No, don't do that. We are so with the instant gratification that, well, it's crazy. And we need to just say, stop, look, and listen to what it needs to be said. Because the one question that no one has asked the petroleum companies, if we're all dead from what you're doing, what's your profit margin? What's your cost? Probably not zero, because we're all dead. And you are too. So basically, you're killing yourself. Okay. I look and listen to people, and they talk about going to the Arctic. We get all those minerals and oil and all this. It'll be just like Africa. Guess what? I have to ask them a question. Sir, y'all didn't leave Africa in a good situation. You didn't leave Africa in a good situation. And there were people there. There's nobody in the Arctic. So I'm doubt if you leave in a good situation. And all we're going to hear later is, oops, we shouldn't do that. Because I've learned just because you can don't mean you should. And Vladimir Putin and all the Russian oligarchs, you got money. Why aren't you using it in Russia? Why is it such a bad economy? And you're rich. And you're not investing there. You're not trying to improve that situation? No, because you want instant gratification and you're self-inducing whatever. I don't know what you're doing. So people just start thinking. That's what I really want you to do. Start thinking and say, hey, we can do better. We can. This world could be better. It's just that we need to start doing something. We need to start doing something big. Because no one is asking the right questions. No one. No one is asking the right questions. And there are so many. But instant gratification, we need to get out of that. And we need to stop self-inducing induction to ourselves. And saying, oh, that's innovation. This is the way of the world. Oh, it's a comedy. Ha ha ha. No. It's not funny. Because, and another thing I just want to say, when you're giving a job to robots and you're taking a job away from somebody, I want to ask a question. How does it feel if you're taking out your base? How does that work? You take out your foundation to go to the top? Why are you taking out your foundation? This is where you grow. And if you take that out, what did you have to stand on? If you take your base out, what do you have to stand on? Please like I said, comment, and share it, please. Because I really would like to know what you know that I don't. Because I don't know everything. And I'm saying this is self-induction because I think that it is. And I'm thinking everybody wants instant gratification. They don't want to work for it. They just want instant. And it's going to take some time to get back on track. Okay? So, like I said, comment please if you like this video and tell me what topics you like for me to hit upon, because there's so many. There is so many. Thank you.